What's up, gentlemen? So College Football 26 dropped, and I was super excited, but after playing the game for about a month now, I gotta say I'm a little disappointed. So I want to talk about my biggest issues with College Football 26. And for full transparency, I do work with Electronic Arts. And my overall opinion on college football is that the game's incredible. I loved 25. I loved the gameplay. And I hoped that 26 would be an improvement on everything. And so far, it just hasn't been that. The first issue I want to talk about is their biggest new feature, high school in Road to Glory. In College Football 25, you would select your star status, 5, 4, 3, or 2-star, and then declare straight to a program. This was already kind of disappointing because in NCAA 14, a game that came out 12 years ago, you could play both sides of the ball in high school and play full games. And how well you played determined what school you could go to for your first year. Now, 25 didn't have that, but it did have a fun, rewarding Road to Glory system that I really enjoyed. So when they were adding high school to 26, I was very excited. And after playing 3 separate careers in high school, I think they really dropped the ball. And the number one reason is their moments system. See, in College Football 26, when you play in high school, you still select your star status, you build out your character how you want, you select your position, and then you choose 4 moments to play. And completing those moments is how you increase your game tape score, which determines whether programs are interested in you or not. The problem is there is virtually no benefit to completely balling out, and your entire game tape score is defined by completing these seemingly arbitrary moments. Also, a huge thank you to Geology for sponsoring today's video. I've been using Geology for years now, and it's my everyday skincare routine. Geology will have you take a 30-second quiz to make you a personalized skincare routine that gives you the right products for your skin. This is the everyday face wash. I use this in the morning and at night to make my skin clean and clear. After that is either the morning or the night cream. When your skin is moisturized, it's healthy, it doesn't crack, and I get a lot less acne. And probably my favorite product from Geology is the anti-aging eye cream. This stuff is so powerful. You just put it right under your eyes to eliminate those dark bags that make you look tired. And I have a ridiculous deal for you guys, probably the best one on this channel. If you use the code on screen or in the description, you will get 100% off your 4-piece personalized skincare trial set. It comes with a free gift too, so that's 100% off. So use the code on screen or in the description. Huge thank you to Geology, and enjoy the rest of the video. To give you an example, I did a run through on this channel where I was a halfback, and one of my challenges was to gain 10+ yards on a RPO, a run pass option play. Inherently, this already does not make sense. Why would a running back be evaluated on their ability to gain yards on the quarterback's decision? Even worse is these moments are so determinant of your star status. For example, you could play near perfect, complete almost all of your moments, but a few you just couldn't get, and you will drop from a 5-star to a 4-star instantly. So to be clear, I could rush for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. But because I did not stiff arm a defender or gain 10+ yards on an RPO, I'm now a worse recruit. Another way to put it is this. In the best case scenario, if you chose to be a 5-star, the best case scenario is you maintain your 5-star status, you narrow down your top 3 teams at the end, and you select between the 3 of them. Hopefully, you'll get some playing time in your first year, and you'll start out as a 5-star. In the worst case scenario, you lose all your moments to a shockingly difficult computer high school AI. Keep in mind, these are supposed to be high schoolers. Like, these guys 2 hours ago were in algebra class, and I've got like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed on this high school team I'm playing. And in that worst case scenario, you miss a couple moments in every single game, and you've now dropped to a 2-star, and you're halfback 4 at BYU. Keep in mind, that is not a theoretical. That actually happened to me. I played 3 games really, really well, and then on accident, I clicked the advanced week button. It was just a misinput. I was trying to click something else. I clicked advanced week, and I instantly went from a 5-star down to a 3-star. I think what's most frustrating about high school and Road to Glory is they already had a blueprint for how this could be great. NCAA 14. The high school system is far too difficult. It's unrewarding. It pigeonholes you into playing moments that are predetermined, and it pigeonholes you into those top 3 teams, when a very simple solution to this would be starting my high school career at a 65 overall or a 70 if I'm a 5-star, letting me ball out, and as I ball out and gain yards, break tackles, get touchdowns, I gain experience or skill points the same way that Road to Glory really already operates. I improve my player, and by the end of my high school career, I'm a higher overall and I'm more ready to go play college football. The irony, of course, is I think EA jumped through a lot of hoops to create what they created. Like, they built it from the ground up. There's unique moments in high school. There's unique high schools. There's unique coaches and questions and storylines. And yet, playing through it is a disservice to the player. I played through 3 careers in high school now. And already, I know exactly what I'm doing moving forward. I'm going into Road to Glory settings. I'm taking the high school experience, and I'm turning it off. Unfortunately, the best way to play this game in Road to Glory, in my opinion, is to play it like it's College Football 25. And at that point, my advice would be don't buy the game. Like, if you want to play Road to Glory, it's the same thing now. If I turn high school experience off, it's the same thing and I'm having more fun. Another way to put this is the thought of playing another career through high school is so frustrating and unrewarding that why would I do it? The only realistic way I could see playing in high school and having like a decent time would be if I cranked the difficulty to freshman. Like on freshman difficulty, I think you could realistically complete every moment and maintain the star status that you selected. You could probably do it on varsity too. If you're an absolute sweat and you retry every moment and you create save points and you hard reset the game, Heisman works. Listen, I'm not telling you I'm a pro. You guys know damn well I'm not a pro, but I play this game all the time and I know I'm pretty good at it. Completing every single moment on Heisman difficulty is something I have never been able to do. And now I'm a 3-star and I'm the 3rd string at BYU, and you can't simulate anything. Like, once you're at BYU, you can't sim the whole season as the backup. You have to just sit there and manually sim every week while you just sit there. I understand some people want the realism of that, but I selected to be a 5-star. They big time dropped the ball on this. I really hope in 27, there is a world where my on-the-field performance is not predetermined. I'm not completing a silly solo challenge moment. I can dominate in high school. And I think that's the final point with Road to Glory. I'm a 5-star, and these are high schoolers. I should be dominating them. I'm not asking for easy mode. My first year and second year and third year, even potentially in college, should be a grind. And they have been, and I've enjoyed that. A 5-star in high school is not a grind. Have you ever watched a 5-star kid in high school football? They dominate. I know kids who went to D3 programs who dominated, absolutely, utterly dominated at the high school level. So why in the video game, as a 5-star to D1 programs, can I not do that? Unless, of course, I put it on freshman and play like I'm 8 years old. You get my point. I think one final thing here with Road to Glory, and this is just a quick one. It's the big 2025, gentlemen. Why on earth are my options quarterback, halfback, wide receiver, Mike, and corner? Free safety? Edge rusher, D tackle? What if I want to be an idiot? What if I want to be a fullback or a kicker or a punter? What if I want to be a tight end? I mean, fine, throw kicker and punter out the window. How about some really basic fun positions like safety or tight end? How are these not options? I think the sad thing is the fact that EA added all these position-specific moments, position-specific archetypes, dual threat, pocket passer, backfield, pure runner. They then would need to do that for every future position. Tight end, fullback, D tackle, edge rusher, right? Like, now you need all these moments. The thing though is no one asked for the moments. We didn't ask for these arbitrary moments. I think what a lot of people really just wanted was to be able to play any position and to be able to dominate in high school, and that lets you go to a better college. And we didn't get that. We just didn't. I think they really dropped the ball with this. That's as simple as I can sum it up. It's an unrewarding system that I won't be playing on anymore, and that's that. Now, my next biggest issue is most common in Ultimate Team, but you see it in every single facet of this game, and that is the user interface. The UI in this game is laughably bad. In fact, it's horrible. Every single input you make on this game, across every single game mode, is accompanied with lag. Input delay, lag, buffering. Let me give you the most simple example. I'm just gonna view my lineup. And I know this is gonna seem really trivial, but I hope I can hammer this point home. Let's just click on my lineup. A, buffer, 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 buffer. There's my lineup. That's only a few seconds. It's not the end of the world. Let's sub Cam Coleman out. Let's put a different wide receiver at wide receiver 1. Let's press A. Buffer, 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 buffer. Now I have my options. Or let's do something simple, like let's move over to the defense. 1 RB input to go over to my defense. Buffer, there's my team. Let's upgrade Ricky Williams. Let's go over to his attributes page. Buffer, buffer, there it is. Every single one of these inputs seems like a small delay. It really shouldn't be a big deal. Maybe my brain is absolutely cooked. I get it. The problem is extrapolated over every single input you do in this game. It makes the entire thing this tedious chore. It's like I'm playing a game that was built for a console that hasn't come out yet. I could get 5 LB inputs in before it gets to home on Ricky Williams. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Home. I'll show you. Let's try to go to attributes. I can get 5 RB inputs for this to go to attributes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, EA has actually acknowledged this issue, and they touted this new feature where I'm trying to sub out Jaden Greathouse, and the game has to buffer and lag and load in all my players before I can substitute someone in and out. And to address this issue, they give you this option on this screen where you can insert and shift players. This was supposed to be a quality of life improvement. So I've got Daquan right here at wide receiver 1 backup. And if I want to insert and shift him to where Jaden Greathouse is, I can hit X. When I hit X, I get these little purple things that pop up, right? Watch what happens when I insert Daquan Wright into wide receiver 1 slot. Are you ready? X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What the fuck was that? I genuinely wish that I could give EA an excuse for this. And I think the most common counterpoint here is Ultimate Team's an online game mode. Ultimate Team is online. These are players on an auction house. You've got a bunch of players in your item binder. Other players are playing online. So it's just difficult and the user interface is going to be slow. That's the excuse I would give EA on this user interface. This has been the same case across every single Madden game. It's always been clunk and slow and unsatisfying to build a team, to edit your players, to adjust your appearance, to change your face marks and your visor and your helmet, and all of these things have always been slow. Unfortunately, I also play 2K. Now, let me be imminently clear on something. 2K and EA are 2 wings of the exact same bird. Both of these companies shit out the same game every year, more or less. That doesn't change the fact that I actually love 2K gameplay, and I love college football gameplay. I love these games. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like 2K is a superior company or I love everything 2K does, because no way, they've got so many shenanigans too. But just watch. I'm gonna take a look at my Dirk Nowitzki card here. Ready? As I hit to look at him, he pops right up in my face. As I flip the card, it flips the card. As I scroll his stats, it adjusts to my input. I can't believe in the big 2025 that I'm getting excited that my inputs are being accepted. When you go from college football or Madden to 2K and you just try to do something simple like look at your players, you're astounded at how fast 2K is. You're telling me that as I hit RT, every single input is an input? Every single input here is an input. Every single time I hit RT, it scrolls through something. I can add badges. I can seamlessly update and change my lineup. I'm gonna give you a side-by-side head-to-head comparison, and we're gonna time it. Now, keep in mind, there's way more players on a football team. You've got all the players on offense, all the players on defense, right? So let's not compare it like that. I'm gonna fully swap out my 2K roster. I'm gonna go 13 completely different players. Then we're gonna go do the same thing on college football. These are both online head-to-head multiplayer games with virtual cards. It's the same shit, a different sport. 3, 2, 1. It started. All right, Luka, let's replace you for Tony Parker. Elgin Baylor out for Clyde. I'm going to take Dirk out for Trey Murphy. Danny Manning for Randall. And Shaq for Porzingis. I understand I'm making an objectively worse lineup, but you understand my point. Kawhi goes in. Irving. Paul George is out for D-Book. LaMelo's out for Havlicek. Zion for Tatum. Paul George out for Embiid, Anthony Davis for Paul George, and then finally we'll bring in Zion Williamson. Stop. 27 seconds. It took me 27 seconds to build a completely different lineup on 2K My Team. Let's go try and do the exact same thing on College Football 26. Ironically, this is like a microcosm of what I'm talking about, but it just booted me out of Ultimate Team for closing the app for like 27 seconds. So now I've got to go through a whole nother buffer lag just to get back into Ultimate Team. Just to emphasize this point, I'm gonna now do the same thing with 2K, and it's gonna instantly open the app. I already know, because I've been playing both these games the last like 3 months. So I'm sitting here on this. I'm gonna go back to 2K, and let's see if it does it. What do you know? I'm back on my team, and I didn't get booted out. Let's go back to College Football 26. Did I get booted? I did. I'm honestly trying to be charitable. I'm trying to be generous. So wait for this buffer. I'll go to my lineup. We'll wait for this buffer. Let's sub out this team. To be clear, on offense, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've actually got 1 less player to substitute. We're going to reset our timer. And 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right, let's start with our left tackle, Casey Poe. We're going to take you out for Parker Brailsford. Sure. He's already a starter. My bad. Let's go Juan Gaston. He's in. Okay, let's go Cole Best. We're going to take Cole Best out of left guard, and we're going to put in Logan Taylor. Logan Taylor is in. Stop. Just try to reason with me here. In the exact same amount of time. I'm sorry, this actually is more. In the exact same amount of time that it took me to fully swap out my entire roster on 2K, I was able to substitute 2 players on College Football 26. Extrapolate that over my entire team, the depth on my roster, my defensive players, my defensive depth, my special teams, my specialists, my playbooks and visuals, and all of a sudden, I just spent 30 fucking minutes trying to play the game. I just can't give EA any excuses on this. 2K has managed to make team building, player acquisition, collection management a seamless, satisfying experience. Disregard all the things you hate about 2K and all the things you hate about EA, because that's not what I'm sitting here talking about. I'm talking about something as simple as managing my lineup, viewing my players, updating my roster, adjusting my team. Here's another way to put it. That was 2 players. I've got about 30 players that I'd have to adjust here. In the time that it would take me to build one team here, I could build 15 separate 2K lineups. Now, I'm not making this video because I think I'm like the outright authority on what is good and what is bad about these games. This is just my personal opinion on my biggest issues with College Football 26. I think it's just laziness and neglect. That is the only excuse I can give EA. Why is this so easy? If I want to view Tony Parker and upgrade his shit, all I gotta do is click on the dude. All I gotta do is click on the dude, take a look at him. If I want to edit him, I click it and it pops right up. If I want to add a badge, I click it and it pops right up. And I do it without a second thought. I do it that quick. If I want to sub Kawhi out, I replace the player. I stick LaMelo Ball in there. I take a look at LaMelo. I don't like LaMelo. I replace him with whoever. I put Goat Penny Hardaway in there. I take a look at Goat Penny Hardaway. I edit the player. I take a peek at him. It's seamless. And it's the exact same game mode. It's online. There's a live auction house. There's live players. There's edits and adjustments. And I don't know how to give EA a pass on this. If EA said, hey, this is why we can't do it. Hey, this is why our user interface is so dog shit. We're trying to fix it. I would, but they don't. I don't even think I don't know that I've ever seen anyone acknowledge this problem. The sad thing is when I play 2K, I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, these guys are amazing. They've cracked the code. This is so seamless. I enjoy building my lineup. It's fun, and I play the game more. I hop into games more. I enjoy it more. But the reality is in 2025, this is how it should be. College Football 26 should look exactly like this. Every single online video game should look exactly like this. It shouldn't be a chore to adjust my team. It shouldn't be a chore to edit my players. There shouldn't be this inexcusable input delay on everything that you do. And yet there is. This doesn't even mention things like the field pass. I'm not going to dive super deep into Ultimate Team because I understand people don't all play Ultimate Team, but the field pass is an absolute mess just like this. Everything is this gigantic input delay lag. Every input you put on this game, I can't even get out of this menu. I have to select something. Every input you click is another buffer. And let's be clear about another thing too. I play video games for a living. My Xbox Series X is hardwired into gigabit Ethernet. I have the best possible setup to run this game. Can you imagine doing this in rural Oklahoma on Wi-Fi? I'm sure some of you can imagine because that's your situation or similar. It's gotta be this is a nightmare for me. I have the best setup possible for it. I can't upgrade my equipment any better. I can't make this game run properly. The auction house is the same. You wanna go buy a player, you gotta wait for these gigantic hitches in between everything. If I wanna sort by something, I have to wait until it loads everything I just clicked rather than letting me make all my inputs before it loads. 84, 85 halfback. I can sort by team. Let's go all ACC. Now I gotta wait. Still waiting. Still waiting. There we go. I think at the end of the day with something like this, it's just being neglected. They just don't really care that it's like this because people just buy it anyway. And I am people. But after hopping between this and 2K, it is night and day. And it is so frustrating. So frustrating. And to be super clear, this is not an Ultimate Team specific issue. If you've ever played these games, you know that just the inputs don't match up with what you're doing and what you're used to in most games. For example, here's a running back that I just threw together. I'm gonna mess with his gear real quick, just to show you that this is in Road to Glory, which is an offline game mode. I understand I'm oversimplifying things here, and I'm nitpicking hard as hell. But let's say I want to put on these red Under Armour gloves. What I would naturally do is I'd scroll to the Under Armour gloves, I'd click on them, and then I'd go to my left hand. It didn't save it. It didn't acknowledge my input. I still have the white gloves on. The only way to circumvent this is click your input, wait for the buffer, scroll down to the glove you want, click your input, wait for the buffer, and scroll to the next one. Is that a big deal in a vacuum? Absolutely not. Who gives a shit? Slow down, customize your character. You don't got to do everything at lightning speed. I agree with you. But extrapolate an input delay on everything in every game mode, and all of a sudden, you're frustrated. And I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that this is a big ask, because I can load into virtually any other video game and have a seamless user interface that is satisfying and rewarding. If I want a different face mask, what do? I scroll over to a face mask I like, I click it, and I move to the next screen, and it doesn't save my input. I've got to go to face mask, let it load up. I mean, what are we even loading here? We're loading 11 face mask options, and now I got to buffer and wait, and now I can go over to my visor. It's really hard to give an excuse here too, because the customization options are minimal. You really don't have that many options. So to me, it's like, if I don't have that many options, what is the game attempting to load? What is it struggling to load? I've got the same options I've had since Madden 15. Why can't you register that input? This is not Ultimate Team. This is offline Road to Glory. The best internet possible, on the best machine possible to run this game. And one thing you probably noticed is at no point in this video have I mentioned gameplay. Now, I want to be clear, there are obviously issues with gameplay too. I don't think it's perfect any stretch of the imagination. When College Football 26 dropped, I'm sure all of you experienced something incredibly similar to this right here. Stiff-armed into oblivion, stiff-armed into oblivion, stiff-armed into oblivion. For some reason, stiff-arm was completely overpowered at the start of this game. It reminded me a lot of Spin Cycle at the start of 25, where the spin was just so busted, and when the game dropped, everybody knew it. The thing is, this doesn't bother me, because EA, within the first couple of weeks, they always hotfix the game. They add in some update that tunes these gameplay issues. And at the end of the day, I really love the gameplay. I think it's fast-paced. I think it's rewarding. I think it's satisfying. I think you can run unique offenses. You are not required to run the same stupid-ass meta plays. Yes, probably at the top 0.05% of players, they all run the same shit. In most competitive online head-to-head games, you can have variety and succeed. I have proven that, and you guys know I'm not a pro. So I do love the gameplay, and things like stiff arm being OP, or glitches that, you know, drop passes, overthrows, all that stuff frustrates me too, but it's fixable. And they hotfix into the game. High School Road to Glory and a completely botched user interface that's existed since the dawn of time are not fixable with an update. They're not gonna hotfix High School Road to Glory and make it great. They're not gonna let me reiterate. If they hotfix the user interface to work properly, I will be more pissed off. Because you're telling me this whole time you could have fixed that shit and you didn't? That will piss me right off. Cause oh my God, I've been dealing with that for 10 years. To conclude this video, since I'm doing a big yap session, I loved 25 and I love 26, but 26 is not the improvement on 25 that I was hoping for. High School was botched, and the same user interface issues we've always dealt with are just as prevalent. And when you remove High School Road to Glory and you don't make a more seamless user interface, the game's basically the same thing. That's not a groundbreaking revelation. A lot of sports games are virtually the same thing year over year. But when the selling point is High School and the UI doesn't improve, and I'm unimpressed with both, that's a tough take for me. Overall, I'm still super excited for Wheel of College Ultimate Team. I'm excited to play Road to Glory and just skip the high school experience. I'm excited to try out some of the new gameplay features. One thing that's really pissing people off right now is truck and reach are the same button technically. If you flick up the right stick, it's truck, and if you hold it, you reach the ball out. That's been confusing people. I hope that in College Football 27, we get a rewarding high school experience, and I hope one of these days they fix that UI. It is what it is. I love you, boys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.